A high-performance processor under load generates significant internal heat well before it reaches its peak processing speed. Right out of the box, every flagship phone feels frictionless. Apps snap open instantly, games run at maximum frame rates, and the battery seems invincible. When you spend over $1,000 on an iPhone 17 Pro or Pro Max, you are making a long-term financial investment. Evaluating that investment requires looking past the performance of the first week. Real-world heavy use consists of 300 consecutive days of intensive background processing and rapid charging cycles. This provides a more accurate durability profile than a standard 10-minute benchmark. Most users experience a honeymoon phase of perfect reliability before the hardware transitions into a more demanding reality phase. This chart tracks performance: x-axis, months owned; y-axis, speed and reliability. The line stays flat initially, maintaining factory speed. But around month 6, degradation begins. The line drops into the reality phase as hardware strains under daily use. Today, we are mapping the iPhone 17's specific degradation curve to show the hardware limitations inherent in this device, moving entirely past the marketing spec sheet. The first major stress vector is a constant high-intensity thermal load. High-intensity thermal load occurs when the device performs several demanding tasks simultaneously, such as rendering 4K video while maintaining maximum screen brightness. Modern Apple silicon relies on extreme density. Transistors are microscopic electronic switches that act as the building blocks of a processor. This chip packs nearly 20 billion transistors into a footprint that used to hold only 3 billion. That density creates a reliance on passive cooling. Passive cooling is a thermal management system that uses the phone's internal components and chassis to dissipate heat without the use of mechanical fans. Without active airflow, the phone's internal passive cooling system hits its thermal ceiling within 20 to 30 minutes of a heavy workload. As the temperature line spikes, the motherboard actively throttles performance, stepping down clock speed in distinct blocks to lower the heat. This sustained throttled state causes dropped frames in games, lagging touch inputs, and a display that dims automatically. Apple markets these chips as delivering desktop-class power, a claim that holds true primarily during short, isolated bursts of activity. The iPhone 17 offers high peak power, but sustained heavy workloads will trigger a degraded experience within 30 minutes. The second stress vector is chemical battery degradation, an inevitable physical process. Heavy use involves 10 or more hours of daily screen-on time, which often requires recharging the device from 10% to full multiple times a day. Heavy daily use rapidly consumes charge cycles. A charge cycle is a measurement of battery usage equivalent to one full discharge and recharge of the battery's total capacity. Most lithium-ion batteries maintain optimal health for 500 to 1,000 cycles. Comparing wear over 12 months, a moderate user completes one cycle daily, while a heavy user consumes up to 3 times that amount. This accelerated wear quickly drops maximum capacity, often falling below the 90% health threshold within the first year. This leads to midday battery anxiety. A device that comfortably survived until the evening on day 1 may require a charger by mid-afternoon after several months of use. This creates a financial cost for the user. Maintaining high reliability means paying for out-of-pocket battery replacements as part of the total cost of ownership. A moderate user can typically expect the original battery to last for 3 full years before needing a replacement. Using an iPhone 17 for high-volume work requires paying a heavy use tax in the form of earlier battery maintenance compared to the average user. The final stress vector is storage saturation and the resulting operating system overhead. Heavy users accumulate hundreds of gigabytes of high-resolution video and application data over 12 months. This shows the impact of a full drive on performance. Flash storage is a type of non-volatile memory that stores data on electronic chips and requires physical space to manage data blocks efficiently. As the drive nears capacity, read and write speeds drop significantly. This saturation causes microstutters in the operating system. Typical symptoms include keyboard lag and delayed application launch times. Treating the iPhone 17 as a primary storage locker results in noticeable operating system lag as the drive fills, unless you pay the premium for a higher capacity model. The iPhone 17 is a powerful tool, but it is subject to the physical limitations of heat, chemistry, and storage. This decision tree routes you to a profile based on how those hardware limits intersect with your daily life. The first profile is the mobile power user, which includes competitive gamers and mobile content creators. For power users, the device is a buy. However, the hardware sustains peak performance during short sessions, but requires accepting lower throughput during hours-long processing marathons. The second profile is the always-on professional. This is a strong buy. By managing storage and using optimized charging, professionals can expect reliable service for 3 to 4 years. We should also consider those upgrading from devices that are now 3 or 4 generations old. For users upgrading from an iPhone 12 or 13, the leap in efficiency and thermal management makes the iPhone 17 a reliable choice for multi-year ownership. Finally, we have the spec chasers looking to upgrade from the immediate previous generations. For this group, the verdict is a skip. The sustained performance gains are minimal and do not justify the cost if an iPhone 15 or 16 is still functional. A sound technology investment requires selecting a device with hardware trade-offs that align with your specific daily usage.